I got on the set today. It's a very it's a dark day in Kenya's history. 9 deaths, lots of destruction, lives lost. We can't stand that, and we have to talk about it and find out the way forward. Narok Senator Ledama Olekina is in the House, and former Kakamega Senator, now Secretary General of UDA, Cleophas Malala, join me here on the bench. Gentlemen, let me go to you, Senator, first. You were saying, I mean, it's a dark, dark day, isn't it, today?
Let me first start by saying brick wall to brick wall leads us into a collision. The position taken by this administration is one which will get every Kenyan worried. This is not about Azimio anymore. Raila Amolo Odinga did not go to the streets today. Kenyans are tired. And that is why they went to the streets to demonstrate peacefully. But they were provoked by goons hired by this illegitimate regime. Why do you call it illegitimate? I call it illegitimate. I call it legitimate debate.
He won the elections.
That is a subject for discussion.
But why? It went all the way to the Supreme
Court. Even if you went to the Supreme Court ignored basic things. Please, Jeff, don't take me back there, because you know what happened.
Why don't you admit that you did lose?
I would never admit. I'll never admit. And
you
the
were
truth
at
of the
Bomas
matter,
of Kenya.
Yes, I was. And we are not taking me back to that debate of Bomas of Kenya. We are here because of a different debate. Because of all the ills of this illegitimate government.
You cannot call this government.
And I will never call it a legitimate government. And soon we will prove that it's a legitimate government. The moment we hit 15 million signatures, then I would not even have to convince you.
I'm going to get to the signatures in a moment, but first, Senator, let me ask you, SG, 9 lives lost, all that destruction today, was it necessary?
First of all, I want to send my heartfelt condolences to the families who lost their beloved ones. Today morning, they woke up knowing that they are going to nurture their children to become engineers, to become doctors. Sad enough, they are sleeping with corpses as family members. It's quite a sad day. Second, I want to celebrate the teachers of this country who woke up in the morning today, went to school, risked their lives to protect our children who are in school.
Yeah, but you saw in Kangemi what happened.
I saw
You saw in Kangemi. Was that necessary?
And you saw teachers who were even rescuing the children.
They had no choice, but
exactly.
It didn't happen.
And that is why I feel very bad when my colleague degrades teachers.
Oh,
when did he teachers?
In his opening remarks, he said, he called me a drama teacher.
Jeff,
let
me educate this young boy. I'll tell you something.
Jeff, and you see,
it is completely hypocritical for him to come out here and preach and say that and play the saint.
And you see,
yet his government, where he is a Secretary General of the government, where now illegally he sits in the cabinet, is the one that gave the orders to shoot. It is the same government that went and gassed.
Who gave the orders?
Jeff.
Listen, Jeff, there's no longer an independent police in this country, okay? Because if you know, most of our bodyguards were recalled. That is ludicrous. You do not, the police has got to be independent. It's no longer independent. Let's not lie to each other. This guy, let me tell you, he's coming here to play the saint, But really what he's doing is that everywhere he goes, violence follows. Everywhere he goes, violence follows. It is hypocritical.
Go on.
Jeff, I don't want us to narrow this discussion today to a battle between who is right, who is wrong. I want us to be empathetic with the families that lost their beloved ones today. It is very bad that the supporters of Olekina have lost lives today, and he's not even commenting about it. He's not even sympathetic about it.
Give me a break.
He's coming directly to this show to try and want to interpret whether I am legally or illegally in office. It is not about me, Olekina. It's not about you. It's about the young lives
government
who you mobilized.
Those people who are killed by people who are masquerading as police officers.
Let him finish.
Second, Jeff, it is not about who wins this conversation or this battle. It's not about Azimio or Kenya Kwanza. It's about the future of this country, the precedents we are setting as leadership in this country. Today, it must be known that this is the high peak of tourism in Kenya. In a few days to come, we are going to have the wild beast migration in Narok County.
The Senator's County.
Thousands and thousands of tourists are coming into Kenya. The gateway to our country is JKLIVE Airport. The road that links Jomo Kenyatta International Airport to Narok is our superhighway. It is sad to see Olekina mobilizing people to destroy and vandalize the very road that is taking tourists to his people.
Jeff.
It is sad
Jeff.
to see. It is sad. And today morning, I was surprised and go to Olekina's Twitter handle. He was recording a video celebrating that businesses are not working. So while his electorate, the people who voted for him, are in Masai Land waiting for tourists, Olekina is in Nairobi destroying the very highway that is taking the tourists to his people. Olekina is celebrating on Twitter and dancing on the very graves of his people who are waiting for economic liberation.
Okay,
and therefore, Jeff, we want.
Let me. This is why I said.
Well.
Next time, don't bring me to debate a boy who doesn't understand what leadership is all about. Jeff, I was in Narok, walking in the streets of Narok peacefully, and no one, not even a single person, was hurt. I walked across all the streets in Narok, talking to the people, and I was joined by hundreds of people who came in. The police came in and escorted me out of the town.
So what was wrong? I mean, how come it was peaceful in Narok?
For him, it was peaceful because this illegitimate regime of this fellow, and that's why I keep on saying, the guy who is currently occupying the office of the president, he's surrounded by stupid fellows like him. You cannot every single time come in and say, we will shoot to kill, okay? We will use every means. Let me tell you, Jeff, I do not want to come and sit here with somebody trying to play a saint when he knows very well that all those policies were led by him and his government. Why is it that nobody was hurt in Narok? Why did we walk peacefully?
Why?
Okay?
And so,
because of common sense, because the police in Narok behaved.
So you're saying there's no common sense in Nairobi and other towns?
No, what is happening is this. It is either their way or the highway. So they say, you had Ruto saying, I will not allow anybody to demonstrate. He's now suspending the Constitution, suspending Article 37. If these people don't know the Constitution, we will continue educating them until they get to know.
SG.
Jeff, it is sad today that in Kitengela, the capital, the economic hub of the Maasais today, we have supermarkets vandalized.
And people dead. People died.
People dying. Eastmart supermarket in Kitengela is vandalized.
They caused all that.
Just wait. Let me execute my case. No, we cannot be both talking. Huh?
You cannot cage a hungry lion. People are tired. People are hungry. Okay? People are desperate. Let's be factual.
Okay, let him finish
Let's look at it this way. Let me finish my point.
No, he was talking about Eastmart.
Jeff, you'll have to let me finish my point because you've asked me. He's talking about Eastmart.
Yes.
And I've just told you, you cannot cage an angry lion. It will come out there and try to defend itself. You increase fuel levy. When you increase fuel levy, the court says suspend that act. But you think you're above the law, you continue implementing it. Everything goes up. Kenyans, 70% of Kenyans get a salary of between 10 and 30,000 shillings. You increase 1.5, you come in and say, I want to build houses for you. Who told you a private good ought to be interfered with? If a bird can build its own house, you think Kenyans cannot build their own houses? All right, we're getting off the point here. It's ridiculous. Okay, finish your point about Eastmart. And
Jeff, all those things he's talking about can make sense if they're debated on the right platform and if ideas are encapsulated in the right documents as a presentation for implementation. But I was talking about Eastmart. Today, Eastmart in Kitengela, the economic hub of Maasais,
They send goons.
was vandalized.
They send goons.
Tomorrow morning as we wake up, 162 Maasais do not have jobs because Eastmart is closed.
Give me a break.
No, wait.
Maasais don't want to be Eastmart. Maasais are busy not becoming shopkeepers. Compare apples to apples. Don't come in and compare bananas to apples.
These are figurative examples.
It is not figurative example.
Figurative example.
Be factual.
And
we're not here for figurative.
You see, Olekina,
Don't forget, he's a teacher. So.
This boy thinks that we are here for drama. The situation out there is lethal. It is bad. People are suffering. It is not a drama scene. He thinks he's writing a play for high school students. What is happening on the streets is painful. People are sleeping hungry. They don't care. They're busy lining their own pockets. They care more about their SUVs than the people who are desperate in the streets. Every single policy that they come up with only cares about themselves. And I'll demonstrate. So Kenyans are tired. Whatever happened today is a manifestation of how Kenyans are tired. They are sick. It is not about Raila Amolo Odinga.
If Kenyans are tired,
and it's not just Azimio who are protesting.
No.
By the way. Even Kenya Kwanza protesters were out there. Kenya in general.
Today we saw two types of demonstration, and the Constitution is very clear as to the definition of a demonstration. It must be peaceful. We must not have armed people in a demonstration.
Those are goons from UDA.
And
period.
Today we had matatu operators demonstrating all the way from Mombasa to Kakamega. You didn't see police officers going to harass.
Who told you that those people who are demonstrating were not matatu operators? It only becomes chaotic when the police start shooting. When goons who are sent out there start shooting.
Okay, let him finish the point.
I want my brother to tone down. Stop shouting yourself.
I'm not
hoarse,
shouting.
Relax.
I'm very calm.
Execute your points in a relaxed manner.
Trust me, I do.
And it's not a shouting match.
I'm just sick and tired of this hypocritism.
Okay, let him finish his point.
It's ridiculous.
Go on.
My point is, the finance bill has been suspended by the High Court.
Yeah.
And therefore, you know very well that we are waiting for the adjudication of that matter so that we know whether we shall implement the finance bill or not. And
You're
therefore, even as we wait for that, it does not qualify the actions of Azimio, mobilizing young people, risking their lives, going to a highway that we have not even finished paying. We borrowed money to construct the superhighway. We've not finished paying. They have gone there vandalizing without being threatened, without being provoked. You saw that. You know very well. I want to ask my brother Olekina, what's the difference between you, who mobilizes people to go and vandalize critical infrastructure like the superhighway next to the airport, when we have a president of another country visiting, knowing that he's going to use that superhighway? What is the difference between you and a terrorist?
Jeff, let me tell you. Let me answer. Let me respond to him.
Real quick.
They are the real terrorists hiding. Let me tell you.
You're each calling each other terrorists.
And I'll be very honest with you, because I have been in almost 50 demonstrations in this country. 50. Every time they bring police, it becomes chaotic.
But you said they had police in Narok.
Today, let me tell you, if I didn't stand my ground, and the people surrounded, those police would have been used, but they used common sense.
So
they knew very well.
You're saying you saved the rioters. You saved
Of course,
you're the one.
Of course, the rioters saved me as well.
But Jeff, even before you break, even before that.
Let me put it this way. We cannot let him say what he's saying. The issue here is this: these guys are the ones who are planting goons. We got intel.
Everyone's accusing everyone.
They are the ones who are planting them.
You said the same
Every
thing.
time they leave Azimio to demonstrate, no problem.
I told you, it's not about...
The people who are stealing today, were those Azimio? Did you see Raila Amolo Odinga out there? Don't come and take us as fools.
It's not about who mobilized or who did not mobilize.
But you're just saying that we mobilized.
The results
it is
of
you
today's
guys.
action. If you didn't call for demonstration today, we would not have lost 9 lives. If you
But it
didn't
is
call
our
for
right to
demonstration
call for
today,
demonstrations
we do
anytime
not
we want.
have tourists going back to their home countries because Olekina and his allies have organized demonstrations. Masais are suffering. They are waiting for tourists to be there.
Masais don't
Gentlemen,
suffer. Trust me.
I got to take a break.
Masais don't suffer.
I gotta take a break.
Masais plan their actions and they speak. They say the truth. What you're doing here is...
So if you're chasing away tourists...
By the way, I wonder what the Iranian president and his delegation think of what's going on.
It's ridiculous.
It's bad.
This guy,
At least you agree on something.
you saw his president
At least you
going
agree.
out there and saying, oh, I will not allow them. Who are you? You're not above the law.
All right, folks, I think I need to get this extinguisher ready. We're going to take a break, come back, plenty more ahead. We have some angry senators in the House and SG as well. What do? We need calmer heads to prevail.
Exactly.
What's the way forward?
Calm down.
What's the end game?
Let logic prevail. There's no logic.
Let logic prevail. Keep tweeting at Koinankachev, at Citizen TV Kenya, the hashtag. JKLIVE. JKLIVE takes a break. We'll be back in a moment. Whew.
Show off your best skin with Nivea Nourishing Cocoa Body Lotion. Now with 5-in-1 Complete Care.